Very good morning, ladies and gents. Just another quick ride along. Won't be talking you through everything today. Just a nice, peaceful flight from Gatwick to Manchester. Just a little shuttle run. Nothing to taxing this morning. So without further ado, let's get ourselves underway. We've got ground power hooked up, and our IRSs will be aligned shortly. So let's just do a couple of things on the box, and then we'll get into sorting out our weather and sorting our flight plan. Let's turn some lights on. A bit of light on the matter. Currently got the very big dome light on, but I don't really like using that too much because it kind of don't want it to be ruining night vision or anything when it is still fairly dark. Let's see if we can get away with turning that to at least dim. Yeah, that's a little bit better, isn't it? We'll turn this background light down as well. It's a bit too bright for our needs this morning. Okay, so first of all, we're going to enter our IRS position. Oops, fat finger clicks. Let's clear that 3 there. We want position initialization, and then we want next page. Set the GPS and pop it in there. So now we'll input our departure airport, and again, early morning fat fingers. So EGKK is Gatwick, and that's cool. On to the next page. Again, EGKK is still in the scratch pad from earlier, so pop that into departure, and arrival is Manchester, as we already said. We'll request up the payload, the fuel required, and the route, which we'd already planned in SimBrief. We also need to get Dave on the job. He needs to start getting underway, so let's call him.
Okay.
Refueling truck is on its way.
Let's turn up the sounds a little bit.
Don't load aircraft until the fuel truck arrives and ask to do it.
I'm out for the walk around.
So as you can see here, because of the way that we do the integration with GSX, the fuel is just put down to some 1 ton on board, and then our fuel truck will pitch up and stick in the required fuel this morning. The details of the flight plan are summarised here. We have about 4.6 tonnes that we're going to take today, of which almost 2 tonnes is reserve and alternate. So all good. Got 143 bodies on. The requisite bags. 4-6 minutes is the expected sort of airtime. So yeah, all good. So Dave's disappeared, as you can see. He's gone downstairs to kick tyres and all that other stuff, and we'll get on with the real stuff of programming the box, etc. So I'm just going to pause up my head tracker for a moment. We're going to load our routes. It's quite simple today, as you can see. Not too many waypoints, etc. At this hour of the day.
Fuel truck
It's quite sedate. It's nice. Like it.
Please don't load aircraft until the fuel truck arrives and ask to do it.
Okay, so we've loaded the flight plan there. That's this pink line that's been drawn. And we are going to take our 0 fuel weight, which is automatically taken from our SimBrief setup. We are planning for 4.6 tons. It's rounded up to 4.7, so we'll not argue, that's what he's thrown in. Our reserves on this, as I say, we'll do 1.8 tonnes. And our cost index, again, mentioned this before, it's basically almost like an economy setting for the engines. So, you know, you don't need to be going full beans everywhere. So it just tempers the fuel burn. So yeah, that's automatically generated, so in it goes. Looking to climb up to about 24,000 feet, so mid-range there, because we're basically up and down. Weather, average wind up there is 32 knots coming from 037 degrees. So we'll enter that into there, and that helps the computer work out timings, etc. Outside fuel temperature, outside air temperature rather. Take it from here. 9 degrees. 9 degrees. So enter that into there. Into there. Again, fat fingers this morning. Oof. We'll execute that, and we're going to M1 limit. Now then, for this, what we're going to do is we're going to work out takeoff speeds, etc. So let me just undock my head tracker. Sorry about the big jump there. If I can get there and hold, I might be able to do it all in one. There you go. Let's just move that out of the way for a moment. So we are planning to go off 26 left. So before we go any further, start doing all this, let's just have a quick dial up of the weather, and we'll speak to clearance and make sure that this is still the runways that they're using, etc. There's no reason for it not to be, but because of the METAR, but we'll check. Assumption is a mother of all mistakes, or something similar.
Dew point 09er. QNH10 tree 1. Landing and departing runway 26 left. Transition level 060. Read back all hold short instructions. Advise on initial contact. You have information mic. Gatwick Airport information mic. 0712 Zulu. Wind 010 at tree. Mist. Ceiling 700 broken. Temperature 10. Dew point 09er. QNH10 tree 1. Landing and departure.
Okay, so we got the weather there. That's fine. We're going to quickly request our IFR clearance and get all that boxed off.
Ryanair 2 for Golf, ready for IFR clearance to Manchester Airport.
Ryanair 2 for Golf, Gatwick delivery. Expect runway 26 left, LAM 6 mic departure. Squawk 3240.
LAM 6 mic departure. Squawk 3240. Ryanair 2 for Golf.
I was going to ask for it myself.
Ryanair 2 for Golf, read back correct. Contact ground 121.805 when ready for push or start.
Ground 121.805 when ready for pushback or engine start. Ryanair 2 for Golf.
Yeah, I'm a little bit tired this morning, so I was going to ask for that myself, but you know, why have a dog and bark yourself, as they say. Let Dave do it. Okay, so now that we're armed with our confirmed takeoff details, runway details, etc., let's go into the performance tool. And essentially what we're going to do here is work out takeoff speeds, etc. So we're going off 26 left. We're going for flaps 5, try again. Flaps 5. Okay, we'll import the rest of the information from the aircraft computers, and we're going to import the weather. So you see 10 knots, 3 knots from 10 degrees, just a breath. 10 degrees are in terms of temperature, and we'll sort our Q and H out in a moment. But we'll press calculate on there, and that gives us several aspects. Our XLI is 1,500 feet. It's cool. We're going to derate to 20,000 pounds of thrust, so we'll pop that in there, and the temperature again that just sort of kids the computer and works out how much thrust we can put in as 33, which is what the computer recommends. So that gives us M1 of 87.1. Let's just tap that as well there. Right, okay. Slight deviation. Slight deviation. As you can see here, it's saying 86.4. It's giving us 87.1, but I mean it's the right side, so we'll not sort of start carping over that. Flaps 5, as we mentioned, and then we'll bring in our CFG, which is automatic, and that tells us that we need to input almost 7 units of trim. So again, to reach that, we'll have to undock the head tracker, and we'll pop down here. We'll put the parking brake back on. I don't know why that came off, and we'll start bringing this down, and we're looking for just short of this little marker here. So that brings up 6 and 7 or thereabouts, which is what we need. Okay, so that's cool. So all the computer needs now is our departure information. So we're going off 26 left, as we've said, and we're going to take the Lambourne 6 Mike standard instrument departure out of here. So we select that. As you can see, all sorts of things have been drawn in there that the computer now works out for our courses, etc. And when we then go back into initial reference, that will allow the computer to populate all the V speeds, confirm those in. Hide that over there. 134, 134, bish bash bosh. Yeah, 128, 129, 134. Cool, all good. So we are absolutely wunderbar. Let's sort out our pressures. Press the magic B key, and that automatically puts in the current pressure of 1031 hectopascals. We'll cancel that master caution. Did say I wasn't going to go through everything, didn't I, this morning? But force of habit means I'm just chunnering, so apologies. We can put our squawk code in now in preparation, so that's 3240. So pop down here, and we shall enter 32.
All aircraft be advised.
4.
Information November now current. QNH 1031.
Okay, so the weather's just updated now, but the main crux of it's the same, so we'll not worry too much about that. The pressures stay the same, all good. Auto brake, well, I'm thinking we'll switch that to RTO. We'll come up here and we'll turn on our flight directors. We'll do this one first, which is mine for the master, and then that one for slave. You see MA there illuminated to denote that it is the master. We shall pop in our V speeds there, V2134, so answer that. The heading for that runway is 258 degrees, so let's spin that round. Okay, and our cleared altitude on this, I can't remember, it's 5 or 6. Let's just have a quick look. Hate using this in the sim, but just for illustration purposes. I've got it all off screen on a tablet, but just for the sake of anybody watching. Okay. So here we are. This is our projected routes. We haven't filled in our approach yet, but we'll do that in flight. Not much time, but we've got a little bit. So here's our plate for landborne departure, and stop altitude is 6,000. Right, okay, so it's 6. Okay, so what we'll do now, we'll arm the auto throttle. We'll select LNAV and VNAV for our departure. We'll just minimise that for a while, and we shall again, just while I've got these up, just for your benefit. This is the Planet Airfield, and handle it. We're going to the far end of nowhere because we're going to drive all the way down here, shimmy, 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 and take off in that direction before doing a massive big right-hand turn and coming up back on ourselves. But never mind. Okay. Time's marching on. It won't be long until our Dave's back. Probably complaining about the cold, and then we'll start getting passengers, and we can mosey on out of here. So, yep, I'll shut up for a few minutes. We'll just do a few bits and bats, and we'll wait for our able assistant to come back.
Hi, the security and safety checks are all done. Are you good to start boarding?
Yes, you can start boarding.
Thanks.
Boarding requested. Do you want to board crew?
I'm back. No issues on the
Passengers
walk
bus is
around.
coming.
Okay.
Hi, here's a fuel slip.
Thanks.
Welcome. Have a nice flight.
Okay, so Dave's back, and our boarding buses will be here soon. If you notice, I've just prepared a very quick departure brief for Dave. He's going to run through some system tests, etc. now.
Glide slope.
You'll hear some random
Up.
computer
Wind shear.
sort of
Wind shear.
alerts, etc.
Wind shear. Terrain.
Whilst he's doing that,
Up.
we'll give him a few minutes, and then we'll go through the departure brief.
Sink rate. Pull up.
We've got approximately 14 minutes till departure.
Pull up. Don't sink. Don't sink. Too low. Terrain. Too low. Gear. Too low. Flaps. Too low.
So we're going up to
terrain.
24,000 feet, so we'll set the
Bank angle.
pressurization to such. It's all on auto, which is lovely. Don't have to worry about it.
1,000. 500. 400. 300. 200.
We'll turn on the yaw damper.
50. 30. 20.
We shall turn on our window heats.
Passengers boarding.
Leave the probe heats off because we don't want anybody getting hurt downstairs. Turn on the electric pumps.
Caution, terrain.
I'm in two minds about the anti-ice. I'm going to brief it up, but I don't think it's going to be on very long. But you know, don't take risks, do we? Not in a risk-taking environment. Turn the fuel pumps on now. Our position light is on and steady, which is what's required. We'll start the APU once we are a little nearer to departure.
Good morning. Welcome on board.
In fact, whilst we're waiting, do you know what? Let's put in a little bit of information about our arrival. It is a fairly quick flight, so I suppose if we get ahead of the aircraft. First of all, we'll put our forecasted winds for arrival into the box, so it will go and obtain those externally.
Good morning.
And again, that will assist the computer in plotting a smooth and accurate descent profile. Okay, so that's ready, so we'll load that up. Superb. And then we'll go back into our departure arrival page. So we set up our departure because we need to do all that for the takeoff calculations, etc. But we'll do our expected arrival. Now again, this may change depending on the weather, etc. Or even airfield operations, but not going to affect us, I don't think, at this hour. It's too early for dual ops and all that sort of jazz. I don't know. Anyway, we're taking the Elvo 1 mic standard arrival, and we're not going to go over the airfield, so we're not doing either of those. So we pop that in, so at least we have something in there. Again, en route, ATC might have other ideas, and we'll obey whatever they say when the time comes. But I think we're going to be okay with that.
This way.
The little program that I'm using that essentially gives me Dave here is this one, FS2 Crew, and it takes away some of the workload. It gives you a pilot monitoring effectively, so you can be pilot flying and they're pilot monitoring. Great little program, always assists, and various checklists that you have to run through are always good practice for getting you to a point where you could technically operate on your own. But for the sort of, I don't know, accuracy, I quite like flying with it, so it takes a bit of a little bit of the strain off you. It's nice. Okay, so in this period, whilst we're waiting for everybody to slowly board, we'll run through this this departure brief. So you'll hear an automated voice talking to Dave and Dave responding. So let's set that in motion.
And are you ready for the departure brief?
Go ahead.
Okay, it's going to be a standard pushback and start off the stand. Taxi route will be as assigned by ATC. It'll be a left seat takeoff using derated thrust. Landing a flaps 5 takeoff. Engine anti-ice will be on. We are under our maximum landing weight, so we're okay to make an immediate return. Okay, all going well, the departure routing will be via the ATC assigned SID, complying with all published speed and altitude restrictions. No noise abatement procedures required. LNAV and VNAV are armed. Flight directors are on. Mine is Master Yours is Slave. Navigation radios are set. The NOTAMs and the aircraft log have been reviewed. Any questions, comments or concerns?
No questions.
Departure brief complete.
Good morning.
Grand, so that's that done. I'm going to run through a quick checklist now. I say quick checklist, it's not a quick checklist at all, it's rather a lengthy one. But anyway, we're going to run through that now. We're going to stop just before doors closing because I think we've still got quite a few to get on board. So yeah, let's run through that checklist, and where I can, I'll look down to the point where we're checking what the part of the equipment that we're talking about. So let's run through that.
Safety inspection checklist and before start checklist to the line.
Safety inspection checklist. Surfaces and chocks.
Checked.
Maintenance status.
Checked.
Battery.
On.
Electrical hydraulic pumps.
On.
Landing gear lever.
Down.
Ship's library.
Checked.
Safety inspection checklist completed.
Before start checklist to the line.
IRS mode selectors.
Nav.
Gear pins.
1, 2, 3 removed.
Probe covers.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5 removed.
Light test.
Checked.
Oxygen.
Tested 100%.
Tested 100%. Yaw dampener.
Passengers boarding starting.
On.
Nav transfer and display switches.
Normal auto.
Fuel.
Four 701 kilograms required. 4701 kilograms on board. Pumps on.
Cabin utility IFE galley power.
Welcome on board.
On.
Emergency exit lights.
Armed.
Fasten belts.
Welcome on board. Good morning.
On.
Window heat.
On.
Air conditioning and pressurization.
Pax auto bleeds on set.
Pressurization mode selector.
Auto.
Instruments.
Cross-checked.
Auto brake.
RTO.
Hydraulics.
Normal.
Speed brake.
Down detent.
Parking brake.
Set.
Stabilizer trim cut out switched.
Normal.
Wheel well fire warning.
Checked.
Radios, radar and transponder.
Safety inspection checklist and before start checklist to the line.
Safety inspection checklist. Surfaces and chocks.
Checked.
Maintenance status.
Checked.
Battery.
Done it again.
On.
Electrical hydraulic pumps.
Sorry, we've just done all this, but I've got fat finger syndrome this morning,
Ship's library.
so I shall just
Safety
skip through it all
inspection checklist completed.
till we get to where we were.
Before start checklist to the line.
IRS mode selectors.
Nav.
Gear pins.
1, 2, 3 removed.
Probe covers.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5 removed.
Light test.
Checked.
Oxygen.
Tested 100%.
Tested 100%. Yaw dampener.
On.
Nav transfer and display switches.
Normal auto.
Fuel.
4701 kilograms required. 4701 kilograms on board. Pumps on.
Cabin utility IFE galley power.
On.
Emergency exit lights.
Armed.
Fasten belts.
On.
Window heat.
On.
Air conditioning and pressurization.
Pax auto bleeds on set.
Pressurization mode selector.
Hi guys, here's the load sheet for you.
Thank you.
No problem, have a safe flight.
Auto.
Instruments.
Cross-checked.
Auto brake.
RTO.
Hydraulics.
Normal.
Speed brake.
Down detent.
Parking brake.
Set.
Stabilizer trim cut out switched.
Normal.
Wheel well fire warning.
Checked.
Radios, radar and transponder.
Set and standby.
Rudder and aileron trims.
3 and 0.
Takeoff briefing.
Discussed.
PA.
Complete.
FMC and CDU.
set.
N1 and indicated airspeed bugs.
Auto, full, 1, 2, 8, 1, 2, 9, 1, 3, 4, set.
Stabilizer trim.
7.0 units, set.
Performance, weight and balance.
Signed and sent.
Signed and sent. Phones.
Off.
Off. Electronic flight bag.
Airplane mode and stowed.
Airplane mode and stowed. Flight deck windows and cockpit door.
Locked.
Doors.
Okay, so we've still got doors open, so we'll give that a moment while we start our APU. Just a quick PA to the passengers. Very good morning from the flight deck, ladies and gentlemen. We are just going to final bits of paperwork and preparations here at the front, and before you know it, we'll have the doors closed and we'll be on our way. Very good weather projected. Don't expect to see any too much in the way of lumps and bumps, and yeah, we're talking about 45 minutes flight time. Weather at Manchester, well, it's 10 degrees and it's not raining, so we'll take that as a win, and yep, let's get you underway as soon as we possibly can. For the moment, sit back, relax, and enjoy your journey. Would just ask that you give our cabin crew your full attention. Whilst they do also the niceties of handing drinks out, etc., they're also here primarily for your safety. So if you could just give them your time, patience and respect, that would be greatly appreciated. Speak to you later on in the flight. Thank you. Okay, there you go. That's that done. So, bit strange, 50-year-old man talking to himself, but hey, not harming anybody, I suppose. Right, let's get the APU running. Again, we're just watching the EGT, the engine gas temperature, for the APU. Just watching that go to about tops at about 700. There it is. We'll then start to drop as it all stabilises. Now, technically, you're supposed to let it run for a few minutes to clear out any gunk, any smoke or whatever that's built up on startup. And stop it going into the cabin, but it's a sim, so I'm not going to do it because I don't want to sit here for another 3 minutes watching that go round. So here we go. We're available now, so we'll put the generator on the buses, which is grand.
Hey guys,
for
all
the
packs
moment
are
we
on board. Are we
can
clear to
have
close?
all that aircon on. Yes, you can close, thank you.
Yes.
Thanks. Let me know if you need anything.
Will do indeed. So we'll look out the window. She's closed the door now. Steps should be moving away in a moment. Just cheat and stick my head out the window.
Cabin crew, arms wide and posture.
Yep, that's done. Okay, so we are going to get Dave to do a little bit of chatting, and we're going to duplicate it, asking for pushback and start. Again, just the way it's working today. So let's get him to do that for us. Oh, first of all, let's finish our checklist, sorry.
You can make the most of the available space by putting the bags in the lockers sideways.
Closed.
Passengers.
Seated.
Before start checklist to the line completed.
There you go. Right, okay, Dave, you can have a quick word.
Pushback and start clearance.
Ground, Shannex 2-4, requesting pushback and start clearance.
Such as games, computing and word processing equipment may interfere with the aircraft system.
Okay, cleared to push and start.
Okay, so that's
2-4.
the FS to crew side of things done. I'm going to just do it myself on Beyond ATC. Good morning, ground. This is Ryanair 24 Golf, looking to request our pushback and start.
Ryanair 24 Golf, Gatwick ground, pushback and engine start approved. Face south.
Okay.
Pushback and engine start approved. Face south, Ryanair 24 Golf.
Hello, Captain. We are ready for pushback.
You can see your man there with the pin. And there's our pushback tug. Just off screen, I'm just bringing up all the charts for this flight on my tablet here. So yeah, if I'm looking out the window, you're thinking, what on earth am I doing? I'm looking just off to the left. So where we're parked up, we're, as you can see, we're oriented east. So we want our nose to go to the right. Move that out of the way for a moment. It'll ask us which way we want to be pushed, and we obviously want to be facing down that a ways, and we'll start our epic trek to the runway at the far end of nowhere. You can just perceptibly see the nose rising there as it gets. You can see it quite as we got lifted by the tug. We're going to ask for our nose right and tail left, which we've just done. There's our nose that's been taken up onto the off the ground by the tug. So we need to pop back inside, remove our chocks.
Release parking brakes, please.
And take off the parking brake. There it goes.
Commencing push. All engines clear. Start at will.
Okay. Just put the first officer's page onto progress, which is what I generally like having a look at. And while he's doing that, we'll start our move that down. We'll start our checks.
Before start checklist below the line.
Before start checklist below the line. Air conditioning packs.
Off.
Air conditioning packs.
Off.
Air conditioning packs.
Oh, fat fingers striking again. There, off.
Off.
Anti-collision light.
Yep.
On.
Parking brake.
Right, so once we've done this sort of 90-degree pushback, we'll continue. We can light off our engines. So. Ding. Surrounded by orange and white menace.
Please set parking brakes.
So reset our parking brakes.
Waiting your confirmation for a good engine start.
Okay, excellent. So what we'll do now is we will carry on our checklist and start these engines.
Set.
Transponder.
Out. Off.
Before start checklist below the line completed.
Start sequence is 2, then 1.
Check.
Okay, so to start the engines, we'll give them the call out.
Start engine 2.
Starting
We'll
engine 2.
flip this engine number 2, the right starboard engine, to ground. And it
Oil
will
pressure.
start motoring up. When this figure here gets to around 25, we'll introduce fuel. There's a significantly different noise coming from the engine at that point. rumble now. Pop outside and just have a quick see. There we are. Number 2 engine, number 1 engine still stable. I downloaded Your Man from the airport movies as a bit of a joke, but I think he needs to come out now. He's enjoyed himself too much. Although I am almost as fat as the guy in the picture, so perhaps it's apt. I don't know, who knows? Right, back into the flight deck, planes to fly and all that. Oh, Dave's got upset. The fat pilot jokes upset him. Oh dear. Right, okay, so star switch has gone off and the engine is stable. We're going to try and start engine 1.
Start engine 1.
Starting engine 1.
Again, same procedure. Onto ground.
Oil pressure.
We're going to tell the ground crew we've got a good engine start because we're going to cheat a little bit because it gets them out of our way a bit quicker.
You can disconnect. Unlocking gear.
Okay. So, coming up to 25 on the N2. So, in goes the fuel.
Starter cut out. Number 1 stable.
All portable electronic equipment and mobile phones should be switched off as we are now about
Okay, do a quick flight control check.
Left is clear. Right is
We
clear.
are now going to take you through
Cheers,
our
ground.
safety procedures
So,
and equipment.
full forward,
As this
full back,
information is for your benefit,
centre,
we
full
ask
right,
you to watch and listen
centre,
carefully.
full left,
The safety
centre,
card in your seat area shows
full
details of the
right
seat
rudder,
oxygen masks and life jackets.
full left rudder.
It also shows the
Excellent.
braking
So that's all
which you must adopt in an emergency
all
landing.
sorted.
In the unlikely
Okay.
event of having to use the escape slide, leave all hand
Flight
baggage
controls check
behind
complete.
and remove high-heeled shoes.
Flight
as they
controls
may
checks
tear
are
the
complete.
slide.
Let's do the before taxi. So we'll turn on the engine generators, get those on the bus. Make sure the APU gens are off and make sure the APU is off. We'll come up here and we'll turn on our probe heats now. We'll keep an eye on these anti-ice. I'll make my mind up. Probably just do it anyway. We'll put the bleeds on for the engines and turn the APU bleeds off. And we'll... now we've got rid of the ground crew. Pop our lights on down there. Yeah, we are
If the cabin air supplies fail,
looking good.
oxygen will be provided.
Let's run through the checklist.
Will appear automatically.
Before taxi
Stay in your
checklist.
seat and pull a mask towards you.
Before taxi checklist.
This will
Generators.
open your oxygen supply.
APU.
Place the mask
Start
over
switches.
your mouth and nose
Let's
like
pop
this.
those flaps down to 5 and then
Aircraft be advised information. Oscar now current. QNH1031.
Before helping anyone else.
and we'll just make sure that those are in their travel.
Your life jacket is underneath or
Continuous.
beside your
Start
seat.
switches.
In the event of landing on
Start
water,
switches are
remove
continuous.
the
Let me
life
just
jacket
double
from
check
the
that far
container
one.
and pull it over your head.
There you go.
Fasten tapes round your waist and tie them securely in a
Continuous.
double bow at the side.
Is on.
To inflate,
Anti-ice.
pull the red
Off for now.
Air conditioning.
The air can be
On.
topped up
Auto
by using
bleeds
the
on.
mouthpiece.
Isolation valve.
There is a
Auto
whistle here for
flaps.
attracting attention.
5 required. 5
Do not
selected.
inflate your life
Green
jacket
light.
until you are
Stabilizer.
outside the aircraft.
7.0 units.
We will
Units
supply
required.
life tops for
7.0
babies
units.
and life
Units
jackets for
set.
infants.
Start levers.
Idle detent.
Finally,
controls.
ladies and gentlemen,
Checked.
please study the
Recall.
safety card and take
Checked.
notice
Before
of the fasten
taxi
seatbelt
checklist
sign.
completed.
May we remind you that electrical portable items such as games,
Okay,
heating and
so let's
work
re-verify our takeoff speeds
may
because
interfere with the aircraft systems and must be switched off during
that's
takeoff
what we
and
need to do.
landing. Portable telephones must be switched off while the aircraft engines are running.
All saying takeoff speeds,
As
great.
this is a no
Okay.
smoking service,
Well,
no
we'll
smoking
get Dave
signs
to
will remain on
talk about taxi clearance,
flight.
2,
and we'll do the same in a moment when he's finished going through his little motions.
If you have any questions, please ask one of the crew.
Clear to
Thank
taxi.
you.
Shanx 2, 4.
Ah, got us still on Chanex, haven't I, for little Dave? So I need to just change that to Ryanair, because otherwise put myself and AC got confused. There you go. Ground, this is Ryanair 24 Golf requesting our taxi to runway 26 left.
Ryanair 24 Golf, runway 26 left, taxi via uniform, Juliet, Zulu, Mike.
Okay.
Runway 26 left, taxi via uniform, Juliet, Zulu, Mike, Ryanair 24 Golf.
Rather than use RAFB for all this, we're just going to use the map here. So, clear left.
Clear right.
Config check.
Quick config check. Yep, nothing untoward there. A little bit of power to break the inertia and set ourselves rolling. We'll minimise that and push that down there, and then, like I say, we'll follow this moving map here. It's a bit slow today, getting things going. I was kind of hoping for a little bit more dramatic sort of arrival into Manchester. Can do it, can turn back the time artificially, but not into that kind of thing. Let's set our taxi timer going over on the FL's chrono. Trim a bit of the speed off now. Good old GSX puts a vehicle right in our way. Luckily there's no collision detection on those, so he can just carry on in his merry way. And we'll take Juliet off to the left here. Not a very big aircraft, obviously, so just let the cockpit window go slightly past the line. And we're roughly on target again. So a bit more juice to replace that which we've lost in the turn. Hazy down here today. Nicest weather. Still only a breath of wind. Picked up a little bit, but it's negligible. Broken clouds at 800 feet. So yeah, we're marginal on the on the anti-ice, but we're gonna do it. Wait for remember. Let's do it now, because you know, old age and early morning, all that kind of jazz. I know we've got a long taxi, but I'd rather make sure I put it on and burn a couple of quarts of fuel. A couple of pounds of fuel, I should say. We're not paying, are we? I don't like Michael O'Leary either, so... In fact, should have changed the cost index as well. Defiance. Small acts of defiance. Okay, so we're just chugging along taxiway J. Route 66, isn't it? Coming up to the threshold there of 26 right. And have obviously benefited in a runway change, but there's a windsock just flopping around, nothing too exciting going on there. more orange and white goings on in front. A little chicane here. Transit now onto taxiway Zulu. Mercifully in the sim there doesn't seem too much traffic about because it does kill your frames, but I'm sure it's an awful lot busier than this in the real Gatwick right now. Okay, so we
Ryanair 24 Golf, contact Gatwick Tower 134.23. Have a good day.
We are wanting
Contact Tower 13 for decimal
which is
23,
our next
Ryanair
one,
2
I
for
believe.
Golf.
Let's have a little reach out there. AN, correct. Here we go. Censor our view. Ryanair 24 Golf, ready for departure, runway 26 left.
Ryanair 24 Golf, Gatwick Tower, wind 020 at 6, runway 26 left, cleared for takeoff.
Runway 26 left, cleared for takeoff. Ryanair 24 Golf.
Okay, so let's go through these final
Before
checklists.
takeoff checklist to the line.
Before takeoff checklist to the line. Config.
Check.
Flaps.
5, green light.
Stabilizer trim.
7.0 units. Set.
Takeoff briefing.
Hex auto bleeds on. Speed 1, 2, 8, 1, 2, 9, 1, 3, 4. Set. Stop altitude is 6,000 feet. Reviewed.
Holding at cabin. Holding at cabin. Cabin.
Secure.
Before takeoff checklist to the line completed.
Turn on landing lights and strobes. I want Dave to do that. We've got that.
Approach is clear on the left.
Approach is clear on the right. Standby.
Before takeoff checklist below the line.
Before takeoff checklist below the line. MCP. Cabin crew seats for departure.
Set.
Transponder.
TARA.
Strobe lights.
On.
Landing lights.
Complete the checklist.
Landing lights.
On.
Before takeoff checklist below the line completed.
Excellent. Let's take to the runway now. Now in a busy airport, really should have done a bit of that on the way down, but that's the beauty of simming. You don't get told off. Has to ring any telephone numbers. Let's get rid of this for the sake of some FPS, I think. You never know. Took the racing line there. Let's get back onto. We've got an extended threshold, so we'll use that to just line ourselves up in a moment. Displaced threshold, I think, is a technical term, not extended threshold. Not supposed to land on it, it's supposed to do much on it really. Not even supposed to start your takeoff run on it, I don't think. Okay, so engine anti-ice is on, because we said that before, because we didn't trust ourselves. What we're going to do is we're going to clear the traffic here, because one system's not talking to the other, and someone's just going to land right in our face. So we'll get rid of that for now, and we can reload it later. Let's get rid of that altogether. Okay, so we'll set our timer off for the flight. We'll then go up to
set takeoff thrust.
Here we go. So we select just over 40%. Let the engine stabilise, and then we bang in our toga.
Takeoff thrust set indications normal. knots.
Checked.
Rotate.
Positive rate of climb.
Gear up.
Positive rate. Gear up.
LNAV.
LNAV.
Okay. And we'll let the
Ryanair
autopilot
24 Golf. Contact Gatwick departure
take us round the corner.
129.025.
Very quickly losing sight of
Gatwick
ground.
departure 129.025. Ryanair 24 Golf.
So we've hit our
Gatwick,
accelerate
Ryanair
height.
24 Golf. 1,800 feet.
Ryanair 24 Golf, Gatwick departure, identified, climb to flight level 120.
One.
Speed checked. Flaps 1.
Climb to flight level 120. Ryanair 24 Golf.
Flaps up.
Speed checked. Flaps up.
Take our flaps up.
Ryanair
We'll
24 Golf, increase speed to 220 knots.
Increase speed to 220 knots. Ryanair 24 Golf.
take our altitude up to 21. We'll go on to level change now. We don't want that restriction of 5,000, 6,000 rather. We shall take the pressurisation off the landing gear, and let's just see how we get on here. Wanted us up at 220 knots, so we're complying with that now. Oops, yeah, sorry, should have changed the auto brake to off. There you go, that's better. Just disconnected VNAV for now because we aren't going to comply with that those restrictions. We'll set our pressure to standard pressure now. We're going beyond 6,000 feet transition. It's a little bit nicer up here than it was down there. Always a nicer day up here. So, 10,000 feet, we're going to take off the landing lights. Have to take off checklist.
Stand by. After takeoff checklist. Air conditioning and pressurization 3.
Ryanair 24 Golf, contact London Control 118.475.
Contact London Control 118.475. Ryanair 2 for Golf. London Control, Ryanair 2 for Golf, climbing flight level 099 for flight level 120 direct DET29.
The cabin crew. Altimeters.
Ryanair 24 Golf, London Control, radar contact, climb to flight level 240.
Conditioning and pressurization.
Climb to flight level 240, Ryanair 2 for Golf.
Fasten belts. Happy to release the cabin. Recall. Monitor 121.
Ryanair 2 for Golf, climb to flight level 240, resume normal speed.
Climb to flight level 240, resume normal speed. Ryanair 2 for Golf.
My name is Kirsty. I'm your cabin services director for today. I hope that you're comfortable and enjoying your flight so far. I'd like to extend a personal welcome to our frequent flyer club members. It's nice to see some familiar faces on board. Our frequent flyer program is designed to recognise and reward regular travellers by providing additional services and benefits, including lounges, priority check-in and free flights.
I have control.
Please speak to a member of staff of the cabin crew or visit our website for more information about our frequent flyer club. The cabin crew will shortly be passing through the cabin to commence our in-flight service. We offer a full bar service with a selection of hot and cold drinks, beers, wines and spirits, and a selection of snacks. Our meal service will start once we've reached our cruising altitude. Just reminder to keep your seatbelt fastened while you are seated. Our flight entertainment will commence with the news on Channel 11 and a preview show on Channel 1. We will also be playing a short video which we recommend watching to further aid your well-being in the air. The majority of films we show on board are the same as you would see in the cinema. Please refer to the entertainment schedule in your copy of the onboard magazine to determine the suitability of the program for you and your children. Some channels in your in-flight entertainment system can be locked on request by the cabin crew should you not wish your children to see specific programs. Before the news and preview show, we'll be playing a short video for the benefits of our business class customers to help you gain the maximum comfort from.
As you can see here now, we're just about to snake past the southeast of London, at which point we'll then take a left-hand turn and go essentially skirting around the eastern side. Lambeth signifies the end of our standard instant departure, and then we'll be into the main body of the flight from there on. Again, this particular departure normally includes, or technically includes, a restriction of about 6,000 feet, but today air traffic were able to clear us almost, well, instantly up to about 21,000, and then very quickly up to 24,000, which is our projected cruise altitude. So yeah, we're marching on. We're up to 250 knots now, so chugging along quite nicely. Once we get up to our cruise, we'll start planning for our arrival. You might have noticed on takeoff that we got a little message on the FMC to say that our engine anti-ice was not required as we were over 10 degrees, so we just knocked that off. Dave's been fiddling with this. Let's turn all those airports off. There's not the excess data warning. Yeah, so yeah, the system says, you know,
1 to go.
Check.
It's alright to be cautious, but there's no need, so we'll do as the Boeing engineers say, and then we can blame them. It doesn't go right. Just a little tiny gap in the clouds there. You see terra firma. It's yeah, coming out of London is quite cloudy. It is predicted to be a little bit clearer up north, but that remains to be seen, doesn't it? So as you can see here, the wind is as was projected. It's a 36 knots wind coming from sort of the northeast. More of a, not much of a headwind component, more of a side wind really. So nothing really to worry about there. So we've reached top of climb, which is grand. We shall pop on our VNAV now. Everything will be as everything needs to be. How to create altitude constraints, because I can't remember. That's bad, isn't it? So yeah, back to the sim for me. 737, oh come on. 737 FMC, Alt, delete, Alt, constraint. Google's your friend. Right, okay, well, here we go. So, quick delete, and click that. How's about that? Beautiful. See, life is simple. I've been messing around lately with the A380 and a 777, and it's good to do that because it's nice to fly different things, but you do sort of find that little bits, like Homer Simpson said, you know, you learn new stuff, it pushes some of the old stuff out, and it's a little bit like that. So yeah, there you go. So we're slowly gaining speed now that all the constraints are out. We're looking on our progress page. We are expected at 08:49 Zulu into Manchester, so about half an hour. Expected to land with 2.7 tons of fuel. Currently got 3.5, so all well and good in that regard. Plenty of time to go gallivanting around if there was an issue with weather, etc. Let's start having a quick peek at what we're expecting when we arrive into. Oh, let's get rid of that. Oh, Chris, what have you done again? Oh, man alive. Man alive. Okay. So we're expecting this Alvos 1 mic arrival. So we're heading up to the Trent VOR, which is just for the lols 115.7. Bish, bash and bosh. Won't get anything, I don't think, at this distance. We're miles away. Miles away, so yeah, that'll populate when we get a bit closer. Could be tuned into well and stuff. There's no point, is it? It's all here. 43 miles away. So that's in. And we could have 11355 on the FO side. Oh my days, Chris. And that'll populate with the VOR at Manchester. If we have a look now, we're due to be going in 05 right. We can actually. Let's just imagine, first of all, they're going to do that. So we're going to take the ILS to 05 right. And we're not going over the field because there's no need to. So we just go straight on to the final fix. Final approach fix. So yeah, we'll just do that. It's a final approach rather. Let's look at the plate and get our frequencies, etc. So for the ILS we want 11155, so we'll pop that in anticipation. 111, oh it's 55, come on Chrissy, wake up sunshine. So that's that done, and we want courses 52. Again, super early all this, but it's just good to get ahead of the plane if you can. And if you get a last minute change, well, that's how the cookie crumbles. But at least this way, hopefully we won't get too many grey hairs. So that's in and that's in. Our frequencies are in for the iOS. We want a fixed ring. We want IMC as the identifier. There it is. And we want 8.7 on the distance. There you go. So that's our final approach fix. Using all this now, let's get a few bits and bobs in for landing. So minimums is 386. Let's move that to that side. You'll start to see things appear down here. So it's barometric. We start at 200, so we're going up to 386. There we are. The weather at Manchester currently is 10:33, so we can put that in here. It's quite significantly higher pressure, isn't it? That's quite nice. A bit more stable weather. So we've got our minimums in. We have our local pressure settings in. We're going to construct a brief now for Dave for our arrival. Let's pull that over there. So we're coming in via a star for an iOS. It's going to be probably flaps 30. Let's just have a go at our performance tool for that. Landing en route. 5 rights. Pull the aircraft weight, etc. and air configs on, but the other side is going to be off. Pulling the weather. Outside 9 degrees, hardly any wind to speak of.
Ryanair 24 Golf, London Control. Expect Elva 1 Mike, runway 23 right.
Brilliant. Okay, so all that we've just done, yeah, forget that. Right, so we're going to change this. Let's just talk to the controller and confirm that first. Expect the Elvo 1 Mike star for runway 23 right, Ryanair 24 Golf. Right, so let's get on to that then. We're going to remove that. We're going to pop in here 23 right. Let's get cracking on with this. Top of descent shortly. We're on final, we're not going over the airfield. Let's go and have a look at the plate for this one. Right, so 109.5 we want. 1095 and 1095. We want to delete that fix. And we want a new one of India, November, and it's 10 miles I think, isn't it? Yeah. Innsbruck. No, we're not going to Innsbruck, not unless something's gone very wrong. They've moved it. 10 miles out, we want a radial. Excellent, that's done. Okay, legs, top of descent shortly. 18 miles, so that's good. This is now going to be 23 right. Let's import everything again. Auto brake 2, I don't think we need 3. Give everybody a fright. Yeah, that'll do. Not in any mad rush, are we? Right, that's what we need for that, that's what we need for that.
Ryanair 2 for Golf, Elva 1 Mike, runway 23 right. Report ready for descent.
We'll report ready for descent, Ryanair 24 Golf.
Ryanair 2 for Golf, descend to flight level 200.
Alright, okay, so he's read
Descent
that
to flight
as
level
we are
200,
ready.
Ryanair 2 for Golf.
So let's do that. Level change. Just descend now anyway. There you go, execute that. Right, okay, so back to where we were. So we want 232 as our courses. And we'll have 232 in here. Beautiful. Changed our fix. We have new decision heights. Nothing like that. So let's whiz that down. Right, let's get this all prepped up for young David. 530 weeds on, runway dry, yeah, auto brake 2. Going to a gate, don't need anything to do with that. Final sector, no. Minimum altitude decision height is 50, so we'll pop that in there. Missed approach altitude, back up to 3,000 as per here. Oh, 3,500. Always check, Chris, you know it's for the best. Final approach fix altitude, we're at 3,500 feet once again. Clear those hillocks. Runway ID is 23 right, as we know. Runway range is 10 miles, and we're going to put the identifier in as India November. November, let's run that brief for Dave.
Are you ready for the approach brief?
Okay.
The arrival routing will be via the ATC assigned star, complying with all published speed and altitude restrictions. For an ILS approach, planning a flaps 30 landing, and the final approach fix altitude is 3,500 feet. Decision altitude is 50 feet. Missed approach altitude is 3,500 feet. The taxi routing will be as assigned by ATC. We'll be arriving at a gate. Descent speeds and navigation radios are set, and airport NOTAMs have been reviewed. Any questions, comments or concerns?
No questions.
Approach brief complete.
1 to go.
Check.
Ryanair 2 for Golf, contact London Control 118.775.
Contact London Control 118.775, Ryanair 2 for Golf, bye-bye. London Control, Ryanair 2 for Golf, descending via Elva 1 Mike, flight level 202.
Ryanair 2 for Golf, London Control, identified. Ryanair 2 for Golf, descend to flight level 080.
Descend to flight level 080, Ryanair 2 for Golf.
Okay, let's take control back off Dave.
I have control.
You have control.
Descent checklist.
Descent checklist. Pressurization.
Let's take this off head tracking so we can have a little look. Dave very kindly set that to 200, which is the landing elevation.
200 set.
Anti-ice.
Off.
Approach, briefing and fuel.
Discussed.
Indicated airspeed and altimeter box.
BREF 132 minimums 50 feet. Checked and set.
Descent checklist completed.
Nearly forgot to change our entire FMC flight plan. That's very handy, that, Chris. Now well above profile, so let's stick out the air brakes. Get down on back onto profile. Silly boy. So zoom in a little bit here. Legs on. There's a little bit of fog around, but
Ryanair 2 for Golf. Contact Manchester approach 121.355.
that cloud bank has gone,
Contact
at least.
Manchester
So.
approach 121.355. Ryanair 2 for Golf.
Yeah, that was.
Manchester,
seatbelt signs
Ryanair
on.
2 for Golf. Flight level 165 with information hotel.
Don't know why this happens. Occasionally it does. Just noticed it.
Ryanair 2 for Golf, Manchester approach. Good day. QNH1033, expect radar vectors for ILS runway 23 right.
QNH 1033, expect radar vectors for ILS runway 23 right. Ryanair 2 for Golf.
Okay. So there's a little thing, bit of technical thing you guys need to know about, but for some reason every now and again, I don't know what it is, maybe it's those exceptions or earlier, but FS2 crew disregards the flap setting, so you put them down to 5 for takeoff, and then it basically disregards them after when you ask him to raise or lower them. Occasionally it insidiously forgets that, and it goes off where they are sat for takeoff, which was still at flaps 5. So what we've experienced there is a decrease in speed due to that. Managed to fix it, noted it. Not Boeing's fault for once. It's Dave's. Dave! Leather you're after. So yeah, that was a little bit of a blip. So if you saw that, don't get all giddy with the comment buttons. Had a little to no sleep. Bugger off. Right, okay, so we'll pop our ILS frequencies in there now. We have our final approach courses in. All on here, all marries. Coming up to 10,000 feet, at which point we shall trip over onto landing lights, etc. being on, and we'll come off guard frequency, etc., etc. So we've cleared down to 8,000, which is always nice. That's the constraint by Dane, so we're supposed to hit it by Dane. Dane is 10 miles away, 11 miles, and we're on profile for doing that. We've got 900 feet to bleed off. We're all on progress. Our fuel's good. Again, if it's asking for some drag, so it can have some. If we have a look at our progress here, again, still estimated landing with 2.7 tons of fuel. We're currently weighing in at 2.9 tons. You can see depicted here what we're going to do. We're going to hit Dane, and we're going to get some vectors that will bring us onto here for our final approach, and that's where we're into. And these are, God forbid,
altimeters.
There's 10,000. Do the 10 checks.
Descending, flight level 100. 10 checks.
10 checks. Cabin crew.
We'll veer off this way if we miss our approach.
Fuel 4, pumps on, lights, angle of bank, air conditioning and pressurization 4.1, fasten belts, recall 121.50 deselected.
Right, I'll have to see if there's any sort of an update for this, because it doesn't seem to like it.
Ryanair 240. Leave Dane heading 020. Expect radar vectors for ILS runway 23 right.
1 to go.
Check.
Leave Dane heading 020. Expect radar vectors for ILS runway 23 right. Ryanair 24 Golf.
We'll be arriving at our destination shortly.
Okay.
If you're making a connecting
So we've got
flight,
2.5 miles to run to Dane, so a little bit out of Dane. We'll commence our turn, and then that way we'll be
for your continued safety, flight attendants will now
complying with what
to secure it for landing.
ATC want. We'll take that speed brake back down and rearm it.
That you wish to discard or may not be taking off the aircraft with you.
Ryanair 24 Golf. Turn right, heading 020. Vectors for the approach.
So switched over to heading select
Turn right,
mode.
Heading 020. Ryanair 24 Golf.
Overhead bins, as items may have shifted during our flight.
Ryanair 24 Golf. Descend to flight level 060.
Descend to flight level 060. Ryanair 24 Golf.
So let's start our descent down. Ugh, ugh, soup. Nobody likes that, do they? Nobody likes that, they said. Right, let's go into init ref, approach speeds. We want 30 and we're going 132, so auto thrust knows all about that. Need to slow down. Take 180. We'll take set the frisk now.
Frisk.
Frequencies 109.50. Rings runway 23 right 10 miles. Ident India November November and India November November. Standby instruments set. Courses 232 and 232. Frisk complete.
Approach checklist.
Approach checklist. Altimeters and instruments. 1 to go.
Check. Set and cross-check.
Approach aids.
Checked and set.
Approach checklist completed.
Ryanair 24 Golf. Turn right, heading 030. Descend to 5,000 feet. QNH 1033.
Turn right, heading 030, descend to 5,000 feet, QNH1033, Ryanair 2 for Golf.
Oh, we didn't even change the standard. Oh my god, we're the worst pilots in the
1-0-3-2.
world. Oh, we're so bad. So bad. Gosh, we're gonna get sacked, aren't we? Note to self, don't fly on about 3 hours, Cape. We're gonna get met in by the fleet captain here, aren't we? Right. So we're chugging on down now, because, you know, we're a lot higher than we thought, because some idiot... Can I blame you, Dave? Oh no, I'm piloting command. Yeah, didn't change off standard pressure onto local pressure, so that's clever, isn't it?
1 to go.
Check.
1 to go, should have been half an hour ago. Messing up the sequence at the airport. Air traffic getting mad. Brilliant.
Ryanair 2 for Golf, turn left, heading 335, descend to 4,000 feet.
Turn left, heading 335, descend to 4,000 feet, Ryanair 2 for Golf.
Gotta be careful, there's some...
Ryanair 2 for Golf, 4 miles from CF23 are turn left, heading 280, maintain 3,500 feet until established on the final approach course, cleared ILS runway 23 right.
Turn left, heading 280, 3,500 feet until established, cleared ILS runway 23 right, Ryanair 2 for Golf.
Yeah, I'm going to be looking for, there's quite high terrain here, so, you know, 3,500 feet, intercepting the localizer. Isn't too bad. I'm going to approach mode. See our ILS markers here.
2,500.
So get back on speed.
Flaps 1.
Speed checked. Flaps 1. Cabin crew cease for landing.
Flaps 5.
Speed checked. Flaps 5.
Ryanair 2 for Golf, contact Manchester Tower 119 decimal for 05.
Over to Tower 119 decimal for 05, Ryanair 2 for Golf.
Okay, so descending on the glide path.
Manchester Tower, Ryanair 2 for Golf, ILS runway 23 right.
Ryanair 2 for Golf, Manchester Tower, wind variable, runway 23 right cleared to land.
Runway 23 right cleared to land, Ryanair 2 for Golf.
Flaps 15.
Radar altimeter's come alive now.
Flaps 30.
Speed checked.
Landing checklist to flaps.
Landing checklist to flaps. Start switches. Flaps 30.
Continuous.
Recall.
Landing checklist to flaps.
Landing checklist to flaps. Start switches.
Continuous.
Recall.
Checked.
Speed brake.
Armed. Green light.
Landing gear.
Down 3 green.
Auto brake.
2. Set.
Flaps.
Complete the checklist.
Flaps.
30. 30. Green light.
Holding at landing lights.
Complete the checklist.
Landing lights.
On.
Landing checklist completed.
Okay. So, we're just under 1,700 feet off the ground. And we're in the mug. But we are on an ILS that lets us get down to 50 feet before we need to be seeing anything. So we don't have to worry about that. Take the anti-ice on a little bit because we're below 10 degrees and so is the dew point. So
1,000.
there's our 1,000 call out. Just breaking through a little bit of the mug here. It's got a little bit lighter, not quite as thick.
500 feet.
Checked. Manual flight.
400. 300. 200.
Command A.
We're going to go around.
Go around flaps 15.
Flaps 15.
Ryanair 24 Golf on the go.
Ryanair 2 for Golf Roger. Fly runway centerline. Maintain flight level 080.
Fly runway centerline. Maintain flight level 080. Ryanair 2 for Golf.
Ryanair 2 for Golf. Contact Manchester departure 121.355.
Contact Manchester departure 121.355. Ryanair 2 for Golf. Talk to you in a bit. Manchester, Ryanair 2 for Golf. Good day, 2,700 feet.
Ryanair 2 for Golf, welcome back. Continue.
Continue, Ryanair 2 for Golf.
Well, that wasn't good. We basically went manual and got a little bit disorientated and lost spatial awareness and drifted off. So caution better than valour. So we're doing the go round, and we might well orchestrate an Autoland.
One to go.
Check.
Ryanair 2 for Golf, turn right, heading 310.
Turn right, heading 310, Ryanair 2 for Golf.
Okay, so we'll let that do its do.
Ryanair 2 for Golf, turn right, heading 340.
Turn right, heading 340, Ryanair 2 for Golf.
Right, okay, well that was eventful. That need to get back around the course now and join the
Ryanair 2 for Golf, turn right, heading 050, descend to flight level 061. Expect further clearance in about 28 miles.
Turn right, heading 050, descend to flight level 061, Ryanair 2 for Golf.
So, as you can see now, we're going parallel with the final approach course, so we're just going to yeah, once again, here we go.
Flaps 15.
Speed checked, flaps 15.
Flaps 5.
Speed checked, flaps 5.
Flaps 1.
Speed checked, flaps 1.
Flaps up.
Oh, this little bug with the flaps and FS2 crew give you a heart attack, won't it? So, as I was saying, going back to our course, parallel to the runway, and then we're going to come back around and try again. This time we're going to do an Autoland. So, I've not done one of those for ages. So, see if that all goes all right. Okay, so we should be getting marched out to, we're getting a little bit of a slideshow, aren't we now? You can see the frames have slowed down. Brilliant. You still like that? Still a bit juddery? Yeah, sadly. Oh dear. Settling down a bit now. Oh, we're doing all sorts wrong today. It's a bad flight. It's a bad flight.
Ryanair 24 Golf. Turn right, heading 125.
Turn right, heading 125, Ryanair 2 for Golf.
I'm just coming back round. We'll get
Ryanair 2 for Golf, 9 miles from CF23R. Turn right, heading 195. Maintain 3,500 feet until established on the final approach core. Cleared ILS runway 23 right.
Turn right, heading 195, 3,500 feet until established. Cleared ILS runway 23 right, Ryanair 2 for Golf.
Okay, so let's have some flaps out at this stage. Let's go for it.
Flaps 1.
Speed checked, flaps 1.
Flaps 5.
Speed checked, flaps 5.
Gear down. Flaps 15.
In a few minutes,
Gear down.
we'll be passing through the cabin with landing cards. It's important that you have the correct documentation with your passport by the time you reach the immigration authority.
Speed checked, flaps
so you are
50.
not unnecessarily delayed at passport control. If you're unfamiliar with the airport, you'll find full details in the magazine situated in the seat pockets in front of you. We'd like to remind passengers smoking is only permitted within the terminal in designated areas. Please ensure you take all personal items and hand baggage with you. Should you have any further concerns, please don't hesitate to ask a member of the crew or the ground staff upon arrival, who'll be happy to assist you. And ladies and gentlemen, as we are approaching our destination, if you have any last-minute purchases that you'd like to make before we close the duty-free bar, please notify a member of the cabin crew immediately. Thank you.
Flaps 30.
Speed checked. Flaps 30.
Come on, B.
Ryanair 2 for Golf. Contact Manchester Tower 119.405.
Over to Tower 119.405, Ryanair 2 for Golf. Manchester Tower, Ryanair 2 for Golf, ILS runway 23 right.
Ryanair 2 for Golf, Manchester Tower, wind variable, runway 23 right cleared to land.
Runway 23 right cleared to land, Ryanair 2 for Golf.
Descent checklist.
Descent checklist. Pressurization.
Landing altitude 200 set.
Anti-ice.
Off.
Approach, briefing and fuel.
Discussed.
Indicated airspeed and altimeter box.
BREF 131. Minimums 50 feet. Checked and set.
Descent checklist completed.
Right, back into the soup again. Back into the soup. So I switched over to Autoland now. It's got a flare in there as well, which is all good.
Five hundred feet.
Checked.
400.
You can just see it now. Just about getting the approach lights.
200.
And a slight stutters here now. Not good.
100.
Yeah, there's another big one.
50. 30. 20. 10.
Speed brake up. Reverses normal 9%. 100 knots.
Checked.
Knots.
Checked. Manual braking.
Auto brake disarmed. 60.
Ryanair 2 for Golf, exit next available taxiway.
Exit next available taxiway, Ryanair 2 for Golf.
Ryanair 2 for Golf, contact ground 121.855.
Ground 121.855, Ryanair 2 for Golf. Have a good day.
Okay, let's get ourself over to a gate.
Ladies and gentlemen, on behalf of the captain...
Ryanair 2 for Golf. Request taxi to company gate.
For your safety, please remain seated with your seatbelt.
Ryanair 24 Golf, Gate 55 taxi via Alpha Echo, Alpha, Bravo, Kilo, Juliet, Golf.
Once you leave the aircraft, please ensure you have all your personal items.
Gate 55 taxi via Alpha Echo, Alpha, Bravo, Kilo, Juliet, Golf. Ryanair 2 for Golf.
We'd like to remind you that smoking is not permitted until you've reached a designated smoking area.
Let's have our little map on so we know where we're going.
Please contact a member of our ground staff.
Haven't written anything down. Oh, slideshow. Slideshow. Dreadful. Time for a new computer. Father Christmas.
This will lead you on to your departure terminal, and please check your gate number in the departure lounge. To avoid missing your onward flight, we strongly recommend that you go straight to your departure terminal. For those of you who do not have a boarding card, please go directly to the Flight Connections desk. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, on behalf of the entire airline, thank you very much for choosing to fly with us today, and we hope to see you again in the near future. Thank you.
Here come our non-controlled aeroplanes. Brilliant. Let's get rid of that again. Bosh. Crazy.
APU on the buses.
Wave to everybody at the viewing park. Yeah, fabulous. Oh, this is slowed down to a crawl. What we're going to do, I'm not going to show you parking up because, well, you know, such slow frame rates that make a mockery of it anyway. Interesting flight. Managed to cock a few things up. Blame it on lack of sleep. But yeah, not our finest hour, but we'll put it up because this is how we learn, isn't it? And having an Autoland at the end is quite an unusual thing. Don't do it very often because half the fun of it is landing it, but I decided not to kill the 160 people sat behind me because personal pride when I was flying dreadfully. So I say caution the better part of valor.
3 minutes.
Yeah, we finally got them here. They probably wish they weren't here looking at the cut of the weather, foul. But yeah, Manchester, what do you expect? Right, love you and leave you. Speak to you again.